man has worked with Tony Robbins. He's worked with Les Brown. He's worked with, let me look at my, John Taffer. The list goes on and on. So everybody, please give it up. Give a warm welcome for Charlie Cina.
Can you leave that for me? How many people here are generating all the revenue that they're looking to generate? Raise your hand. How many people would like to generate more revenue? You know why you'd like to generate more revenue? Because revenue fixes everything. Would you agree? Right? There's no such thing as an expense problem as long as you're generating the revenue. The cash what? Finish the word. Cash flow, right? Currency. Money needs to move. And what I found in business is that no matter what business you're in, it's just a vehicle to generate what? It's a vehicle to generate what? Help me out. Cash flow, revenue, right? So I'd like to start by saying you need to make sure that you create a mind shift for yourself, because I know everyone in this room spent an awful lot of money going to school, a lot of time, a lot of money. How many people came out of here with college debt? Raise your hand. Just out of curiosity, how much debt did you come out of college with? 180 grand. How about you, sir? 130, right? The top, I'm going to fast forward here. The median income for a chiropractor is $144,000. My niece just came out of pharmacy school with $180,000 in debt. Right? It's insane. Top percent money earners make $386,000 as the average. And I found this this morning. I wanted to really come out here and figure out how I could relate to everybody in this audience. But that's the top 1% of income earners by age. Now, I know there's a lot of big players in here, some seven-figure docs that have great practices. But where are you at as far as that top 1%? 40 years old, top 1% is 320. 50s, 470. Top percent net worth, that's the chart. I know I got a lot of work to do. And I'm in that 1%. But I got to get my net worth column where I need it to be. So what I want to talk to everyone about today is how to expose and close and drive revenue. Because when you wake up in the morning, although you're out there and your objective is to help people, heal people, make them lose weight, lead a better lifestyle, you can't do that. You can't help them if you're not helping yourselves to feed your families and provide those same things to your family. Would everyone agree? Okay? Absolutely. So I want to talk about how to expose and close. Now, I got to talk to a couple people here yesterday and today, and I said, let me ask you a quick question. What are the top 3 things that if you could overcome in your business would help you create another $10, $20, $50, $100,000 a month? And guess what the response I got? Anybody want to take a guess? What are the top 3 things in a chiropractic practice that people would like to overcome? Time? More patience? What else? Recurring revenue, right? Train my staff. At the end of the day, you're going to have to get comfortable with your discomfort. And Dr. Ivan back there is telling me to take my hand out of my pocket. No hands in the pocket. He's my presentation, one of my presentation mentors. Thank you, Dr. Ivan. That being said, you have to get comfortable with sales, ladies and gentlemen. The majority of billionaires 30 inherited it and worked in the family business. 53 worked for other organizations, and in some capacity, in some way, shape, or form, were involved in sales. It's sales, it's marketing, it's exposing, and it's closing. So what I'm about to teach you here, if you're open to receiving it, is very organic ways during your daily life to expose and close your businesses, to capitalize on opportunities that are right in front of you. So the first thing is you need to become a disciple of sales. Now I can tell just by looking around the room, 50% of you are open to it, and 50% of you are shutting down. Don't shut down on me, because selling is not only an exchange of monetary currency for goods or services, but those of you that say you're not salespeople, you obviously ask somebody to marry you, or you ask somebody to go out with you, or you convince somebody to go to a restaurant. It's about positioning yourself in your field to persuade people to take action. And when you believe in your product or service, and you're certain, you're absolutely positively certain that what you have to offer will make a difference in somebody's life, you don't even have to sell anymore. So write that word down, certain. You need to become absolutely positively certain about the product or service that you're offering, and you need to become a disciple of sales, a follower, a student, a protege, and study sales. I just came back from a 4-day event. I've been in sales my entire life since I was 11 years old, selling newspapers in Buffalo, New York in the freezing cold. How many people are familiar, or maybe you're from Buffalo, New York? Rochester. Same. So okay, it's not pleasant, is it? Okay, so I've been out there selling and exposing, holding the newspapers while cars are driving by, right? That's exposure, right? The longer I stood there, the more cars drove by, the better chance I had of selling the paper. So, disciple of sales. You need to learn, you need the knowledge, you need to close. Write this down. Words are things. Words are things. Words are code for this thing that's called our brain, our computer, that people still don't have figured out yet. Learn, knowledge, close. Now, some of you are going to think, this is basic. It's not basic. It might seem simplistic, but it's deep. When you learn, you what? You earn. Is that a coincidence that in the word learn is earn? I don't know. Maybe it is, but I don't think so. Knowledge. When you have knowledge, you know. When you know, you become certain, right? It makes the sales process that much easier. It makes that mind shift that much easier so you can become a disciple of sales. And when you learn and you have knowledge, you then could close. Close is not a bad word. If someone's, you're a DC, sir? If someone doesn't come into your practice and you can't heal them, is that good? No. If they come into your practice and they don't know what they don't know, and you don't educate them in order to elevate them so they can overcome their problem, is that good? So when you don't close people, you lose and they lose. So what I'm trying to impress upon you is when you know how to close, you win. They win. And if you're not closing, you're losing. So what are you selling? You're selling a resolution to a problem, a way to achieve a goal. You're selling a resolution to a problem, a way to achieve a goal. So if I asked you, hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name?
Dr. Rao.
Dr.
Rao.
Rao. Dr. Rao, what do you do?
I'm a chiropractor.
Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name?
My name's Dr. Shanti.
Dr. Shante, what do you do?
I help people get well. What's your need? What's going on with you?
Already we're progressing. Are you guys seeing this? I'm going to go to one of the smart people in the room. Sorry, sir, you're not. Yeah, but you're very handsome, and I like your jacket. But women are smarter than men. So I'm going to come back to you. Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name?
Angela Dyer.
Angela Dyer. What do you do?
I'm a chiropractic assistant helping people get better every day and assisting the doctor with patient flow.
Do you guys see the difference? So what's your message to market? When you open your mouth, you should be telling people through the vehicle or acumen or knowledge that you have how you're going to solve their problem. All right, I'll give you a shot. Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name?
Dr. Andy Barnard.
Dr. Randy, what do you do?
Andy.
Andy, what do you do?
I'm a chiropractic neurologist, and I guarantee results in 2 visits with knee pain sufferers, or I don't accept them for care.
Very good. So here's the thing. You should all write this down. Words trigger pictures, which trigger emotions that lead to action steps. Words trigger pictures, which trigger emotions, which lead to action steps. So what I want to transfer to you in the short time I have with you today is how to expose yourself, how to expose your brand, how to expose your products, expose your services in a very organic fashion. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I watched my dad, who was an entrepreneur, 9th grade education, start his businesses. He excelled, started rocking and rolling, gave my sister, my mother, and I a great lifestyle. And I watched him, through some trials and tribulations, lose everything. But one thing my dad taught me was the ability to network, was the ability to sell, was the ability to ask people a $1 million question when he was in a room, or when he was at the dry cleaners, or he was in a restaurant. And that is, he would stick out his hand and say, "Hi, my name is, what's your name?" Simple, yet doing it's complex. So my goal here is, how do you expose? What do I mean by that? How do you market, promote, pique interest, get your brand awareness out there? Okay, it's selling and marketing are married. And if you're not doing it on a daily basis, if you're not teaching the person that answers your phone the right words, that trigger the right pictures, that trigger the right emotions, that's a problem, and that's your first point of contact in your practice, isn't it? Raise your hand if everyone agree that the phone is probably one of the key elements of you increasing your revenue. People don't know how to do it. People don't know how to answer a phone. So here's my goal. I want to give you some very simple techniques to help you increase your revenue by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100%. Why can't I tell you exactly? Because I don't know what you're capable of or how much you want to commit and ultimately implement. But what I'm about to transfer to you, I've done for 32 years of my adult life. I've started 7-figure businesses in the construction industry, the design industry, the software industry, the automotive industry. I'll come into your practice right now and increase your practice by 20 to 30% cold. I've never given an adjustment, and I've never been to medical school. But I can tell you that what I'm going to teach you here is basic, and I guarantee you if you implement it, it'll work. This is a gentleman that I met at a conference about 2 months ago. I was at a conference. The gentleman's name's Grant Cardone. He's a sales trainer. Anybody here know Grant Cardone? So I was headed into the conference, 10,000 people, 10,000 people there, huge line, it was backed up. I didn't feel like waiting in line. One of Grant's guys saw me and said, hey, Charlie, come on in, I'll take you over here. You don't have to. I said, no, you know what, I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I go sit at Starbucks, get my computer, and I start working. That gentleman sits next to me. I could have just kept my face in my computer, but take a guess what I did. Take a guess what I did? You got it. Hi, my name is?
Braxton. What's your name?
What's your name? Stuck out my hand. He said, my name's Lester. I said, Lester, nice to meet you. He said, nice to meet you. This is my uniform. This is it. Not necessarily the tie every day, but every day I'm dressed. Why? A, I like being dressed. It makes me feel better, number one. Number two, it gets what? Attention. Right? It gets attention. He said, what do you do? I said, I empower speakers, trainers, and subject matter experts to monetize their content online, guaranteed, worldwide. He said, Charlie, I need that. I said, Lester, let's rock and roll. I flipped open, I kid you not, on my children. I flipped open my laptop, gave him a demo of our Lightspeed VT software, showed him the social proof of how I've helped Aaron and Connie Gum in the chiropractic industry, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, and etc. And he proceeded to take out his credit card and in less than 30 minutes give me $5,000. And then I said, you don't mind, Lester, if I take out my phone and you just tell me exactly how I've impacted you with myself and my products and services. He said, no, absolutely not. And this is right from him, did not feed him any type of words or tell him what to say.
Hi, my name is Lester Thornhill. Just met Charlie. Amazing gentleman. Just stuck out his hand and said, hey, what's your name? And I said, my name is Lester. I'm here at Mandolin Bay with my son. And within the matter of seconds, we built a relationship that will benefit both of our lives. Charlie now is, I can consider him a friend. He met my wife, he met my son. Yes. And now I believe we're going to have a long-term relationship because I'll expose him to millions of people in my organization. And also he'll help me, teach me of how to build my company and expand my,
so again,
my reach. So Charlie, I want to say,
all of you have Lesters. There's Lesters all around you. Would you agree? Raise your hand if you agree. I guarantee you, the majority of you have probably only met a fraction of the people that are in this room that you could be building alliances with, collaborating with, and doing business with. So, hi, what's your name? Simple, yet dynamic. Business card. Business cards aren't dead. I'm not going to name any names. But I met a gentleman here. I said, oh, yeah, I'm Charlie. What's your name? I said, do you have a card? He said, no, I don't have a card. Missed opportunity. Now, I am not that proud of that card. And what I mean by that is I think I could do a lot better. But there's my expose and close marketing system. Get noticed, build relationships, drive revenue. Charlie Cina, my phone number. Do I really need anything more than that? Do you know how I can help your business? Okay? Business cards are not dead. Make sure you have them on you. It's another impression. The show up. I don't know if any of you are familiar with a guy by the name of Eric Thomas. He goes by the hip hop preacher. You're familiar with Eric? I wanted to sign Eric and get him signed up on the Lightspeed VT platform. I found out he was at a Keynote convention. Anyone ever heard in here heard of Keynote, multi-level marketing company? At Bally's. Guess what I did? Showed up. Didn't have a ticket, got dressed, wrapped it up, walked in, said to the lady, "My name's Charlie, what's your name?" She said, "Mary." I said, "Mary, I'm local, I live in Vegas, I'm a fan of Eric's. I don't have a ticket, I don't even have any business being here, but could you just do me a favor? Could I just sit in the back of the room and listen to his keynote?" She said, "Well, I could probably get in trouble, but you're dressed nice." Come on in. Watched Eric's keynote. He did a meet and greet. Guess who was back there meet and greeting him? Now, it took me 2 years to close the deal. But I exposed myself to Eric. He knew who I was, what I did, and more importantly, how I can help him. John Taffer, Bar Rescue. Anyone seen the show Bar Rescue? Guess how I got John Taffer? The Knock. Was on the phone talking to his lower mid-level people, couldn't access them. 6 months went by. The guy I was talking to thought I was at the top of the food chain, gone. Don't know if he got fired, quit, didn't matter. All my 6 months worth of effort, phone calls, emails, etc., down the drain. John had just moved from New York to Vegas. I got in my car, I Googled the address, I show up, said no soliciting on the door with a buzzer. Guess what I did? I rang the buzzer. Walked in, dressed up. What do you think I said to the girl behind the desk?
Hi, Charlie, what's your name?
Everybody, hi, my name is? What's your name? It's your name. People like their name. People like to be called by their name. It's their brand. It makes them feel good. I said, "My name's Charlie. Is John here?" "No, he's not. Do you have an appointment?" "No, I don't, but I need to see him." "Well, sir, you need to make an appointment. I really need to see him. Can you get him on the phone?" "Well, what's it pertaining to?" "I'm here to help John generate 6 to 7 figures in monthly recurring revenue, and I need to speak with him as soon as possible." Vice president walks out. "Hi, what's your name?" "My name's Gina." "Gina, you need to give me 2 minutes. If you don't like what I have to say, you can kick me out." This was on a Thursday or a Friday. Monday, I'm in John Taffer's office. We close a deal. Now, how does this relate to chiropractic? You tell me. Are you going strictly B2C? Do you just want single customer acquisition of patients? Or are there some B2B opportunities out there where you could be knocking a door of a local gym, for example? Or don't you folks deal with, is it neurologists? Is that the right? Neuropathy, right? What other business-to-business opportunities are out there? Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to go take a business card and do the knock. Buddy Velastro, Cake Boss, how many have seen that show? Cold call. I love these guys out there that say cold calling's dead. It's not dead. It might not be the best point of contact, but it's not dead. So what I'm trying to impress upon everybody here is there's no silver bullet. There is no silver bullet. You have to do whatever it takes. You have to pre-frame. You have to pre-close. Is it a business card? Is it a handshake? Is it hi, my name is? Is it a knock? Buddy Velastro wanted to get him on the Lightspeed platform. Pulled up, Buddy Velastro on Google, Carlos Bakery pops up. Don't hold me to it. 212-555-1000. Carlos Bakery, hi, I need to speak with Buddy. Oh, he's not at this location, so you have to call his manager. I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is a rollover number. If it's 1000, I'm going to dial 1001. 1001, hi, Carlos Bakery shipping, hi, Carlos Bakery accounting, hi, Carlos Bakery tech support and web design, ding. Got a hold of this guy, John, I need to talk to Buddy. What do you do? I help speakers, trainers monetize their content online, and I want to do a joint venture with Buddy and show him how we can generate millions of dollars in recurring revenue on a yearly basis. Signed, Buddy Velastro. Social media. I'm not a social media expert. I know it was Roberto that was talking about social media, correct? Didn't he touch on some things about social media? I'm not an expert. I can tell you, though, from my experience and sharing my weakness with you, that when I do it, I get returns. I posted a video 2 days ago. A friend of mine sent me a card and a frame to put it in. Just got on there and said thanks. I think I got 650 views. Now again, Gary Vaynerchuk's, Grant Cardone, that's nothing. Point I'm trying to impress upon everybody is I've got 650 views that I would have never had if I didn't post it. I'm up here today because I gave a video testimonial on YouTube in 2012 when I was at a conference for speakers and authors, and a young man of 22 years old, or 21 years old at the time, in Los Angeles, heard me speak on this testimonial on YouTube, drove to meet me at my office because he heard me tell my John Taffer story, and I ended up speaking at an event for him last October, which Dr. Gum then called me and said, I didn't know you spoke, Charlie. I didn't know you were a speaker. I said, well, I guess I've been speaking. I've been sales and marketing and presenting products and services for 32 years. He goes, well, I'm having an event. So from a simple YouTube video, I spoke in Los Angeles, I spoke in New York, I spoke in Arizona, I spoke in Vegas, and now I've got people calling me to speak at their events. How many people would like to have that problem where they're actually calling you to speak at their events and you're turning that into additional clients? Would anybody like to have more clients by speaking? So you need to get uncomfortable with your discomfort. I'm going to move this. How much time do I have left, Connie? 27? Direct mail. Direct mail is not dead. It's so out, it's in. It's so out, it's in. Now what I'm about to show you is probably 10 years old. It doesn't matter. It's $1 million move, and it works. It works. I used to have a concrete distributorship in Vegas. Floor leveling. All the hotels, we'd go in and we pour this liquid concrete in high-rise towers, and I did the win and whatever, you name it. Superior Marble and Tile, the guy's name was Steve Scolari. I knocked him, I cold called him. I brought him donuts, he kicked me out of his office. I don't need it. I sent that. That was it. A brochure, a number 10 envelope, that's my chicken scratch with a business card that was hideous. I paper clipped it and sent it. I get a call. Charlie, it's Steve Scolari. Hey Steve, how you doing? When can you get down here? Are you serious? Do you want my business? You got 30 minutes to get down here. Now, mind you, when he called me, I was literally a block from his office. I kept him on the phone. I walk into his office. I said, Steve, was that fast enough for you? He goes, I've been putting your crap in my drawer for the past 18 months to 2 years. He goes, are you ready to execute? I said, I'm ready. That turned into a $2.5 million deal at the Wynn Resort. That flyer, with a 40-cent stamp, or whatever it was at the time, turned into a $2.5 million deal. Voice messages. How many people in here have people within their organization calling patients for follow-up? Look around the room. Keep your hands up. Look around the room. Not even half the room. You may have heard it before, but the fortune's in the follow-up. Write that down. The fortune is in the follow-up. You are assuming that people aren't coming back to you, or people aren't honoring their initial appointment with you because they don't have interest in what you do. That's not always the case. They're busy. It's noise. They don't have a personal assistant. They don't have someone to follow up with them to call you back and reschedule that appointment. Does that make sense to everybody? So the fortune is in the follow-up. So the reason I have that slide up there is because I will walk into people's operations and watch them make that follow-up call, or even an initial meet and greet phone call or a cold call, and they don't leave a voicemail. And people will say to me, well, people don't listen to their voicemails anymore. How do you know? You did the work anyway. You picked up the phone. You probably listened to the message, and when it went beep, you hung up. Let's be honest. How many people in the room do that when you hear the beep, you hang up? Only one person? You can't hang up. Leave the message. Further, how many people, I know I do, my voicemails turn into text messages. So, leave the voicemail. You want to get a client? You want to get a return client? You want to have real-time relationships with your client? Send cards, send notes, send pizzas. I've done all of it. No joke. I use a service called Send Out Cards. I did a speaking engagement. That man's named Anthony Delmedico. I helped him launch his SVG University. He is the Aaron Gum of the roofing contracting industry. He teaches storm chasers how to manage, operate their businesses and generate more revenue. So I spoke at his event. We took a picture together. Send out cards. I got my phone, had someone take a picture, put it on the card, said, Anthony, you did it again. It was an incredible event. It was an honor to present my expose and close marketing system to your audience. Hope I brought everyone value. Thank you. Continued success, Charlie Cina. He called me like I gave him $1 million. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. When I got it, me and my daughter, it was on a Saturday morning. We opened the brownies. My daughter was looking at the card. She asked who you were. The following week, guess what he did? He called me up and said, can you hook me up with your guy at Send Out Cards? Not only did I acknowledge him on a personal level, but what did I bring him on a business level? Value, right? That's a move. That's a play. That's an exposure play. That's a relationship play. I have a revenue relationship with that man. That sounded kind of dirty, didn't it? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a long-term relationship. He flies me in to speak to his people. Next week, he invited me to an event in Louisiana. He sends me all kinds of referrals. What did I send him? A card and 2 brownies. The other thing I do...
Charlie, Cina. Hey, man, hope all is well. Just wanted to reach out. You were top of mind. I was in San Francisco over the weekend and watching the Olympics, and you and Apollo popped to mind. So just wanted to reach out, see how you're doing, see how things at Elysian are going, and would love to connect for a call and catch up. Would love to show you two of the advancements that we've made here to the technology as well. So let me know what you're looking like. Shoot me a text or an email, or just call me anytime. Look forward to speaking. Thanks.
I wanted to serve that up. I hit the button too fast. Video emails. Quick backstory. I had a client that 2 years ago had a large network marketing company. How many in here have heard of Apollo Ono, the Olympic skater? Him and his partner were this close to doing a deal. Went dark, couldn't get a hold of them, done. Going through all of my past proposals and contacts one day. I said, I'm going to send them an email. I said, no, I'm going to send them a video email. How many would agree that that would get more attention than a text email? Okay, could you send that out to one client? Could you send that out to all your clients? Could you send that all your clients that no-showed for that month? You guys getting it? Is this hard to do? That service is $49 a month. Been paid back a gazillion times. Sent him that email, got his attention. The deal again was dormant for 2 years. Haven't talked to him in 2 years. He sends me the email back. Hey, Charlie, Elysian's doing well. We started another major project in the blockchain space. Now look at the date on that, February 12th, 2018. Is that pretty current? Okay, I'm showing you guys techniques that work today. I respond back, glad to hear from you. I'll check out Hybrid Block. I just launched a company in your space with the Lightspeed VT platform by the name of Ormeus. They're having incredible success. All the best in your new venture, and if I could be of any assistance, let me know. That Friday, I'm at dinner with my wife and daughter. I get a text. Hey Charlie, it's Ray. I'm in Vegas. I'd like to, Rod told me to connect with you. It didn't even dawn on me, because he didn't use last names, that it was this gentleman. $25,000 deal up front, and now we've got a 2-year to 3-year contract with them, and they're going to deliver their training through our platform to potentially hundreds of thousands of distributors worldwide. $49 tool, 33-second video that turned to dollars. Again, the drop-off. I just dropped that off. Look it, a sticky. Different Steve. This guy was in charge of the Fontainebleau Hotel, project manager for the Fontainebleau Hotel. He calls me. We're in. Went into the Fontainebleau, had millions of dollars in contracts. That was the good news. Bad news is, you know what the bad news is, right? 2008, they lost funding. I was only $400,000 that I was owed in receivable. So in the grand scheme of things, we kind of got away easy. But that little drop-off, that personal touch, had the brochures in my car anyway. He wasn't in, couldn't shake his hand, left it. Turned into millions of dollars in contracts, went belly up. But what I'm trying to impress upon you, when you have these basic skills, when you mentally wake up to expose and close, okay? And I'm going to call it marketing, because it's not sales, it's not marketing. It's all of the above. But it works. Referrals. My chiropractor, Dr. Ray, has a chiropractic office. His wife teaches and consults on nutrition, and he has a workout facility. I coach him every morning like he's coaching me. The only difference is he's been getting it for free, so he hasn't been implementing. And I watch people come in his practice, overweight, need to work out, doesn't ask the effective questions, and they walk out the door. And I'll say, Doc, how did you let that guy walk out? The guy's 5'4", no more, and 240 pounds. I said, you didn't ask him an effective question. So when people come into your practice, I'm going to give you an effective question that you could ask anybody for any product or service. What are the 3 things that if you came into my practice, right? Let me rephrase. What are the 3 things that if I could help you overcome would make a difference in your life? What are the 3 things that if you came into my practice and I helped you, that you would want to overcome? Does that make sense to everybody? Once you find out those 3 things, so if I walk into a business, like I started this morning, I walked the room before I spoke, and I said, what are the 3 things that if you could overcome in your business would help you drive more revenue to your bottom line? And I heard training, more patient acquisition, and how do I market? Great, now I know what your 3 pain points are. It should be really simple for me to convey, to educate you on how I can help you do that. Show the social proof by video testimonials, right? And then help you essentially overcome or dominate that obstacle or reach that goal. Les Brown's another gentleman, chased him for 5 years. I used the full Monty on Les Brown, which means I did everything. Called him, chased him down. He said, man, you're like a bulldog. So what I want to show you here is something that I actually sought out. I knew it existed. I had it in my mind. I just didn't know where to find it. This is a digital business card. This cost me $10 a month. There's your picture of you. There's your company name. There's your message to market. Get noticed, build relationships, drive revenue. Right? Reveal your products and services. Reveal your products and services to monetize your business. Build instant credibility, rapport in seconds. Create customer relationships for life. 3 simple steps. From my digital card, you can go to my website. All of my social media is right there. In the palm of your what? How many times a day do people look at their phones? Right? Even in those indiscreet personal moments where you're supposed to be by yourself and you're looking at your phone. There's all of your silent salesmen right there, all of your testimonials. How many of you in this room, raise your hand, get video testimonials? Great, get more. They work. That's a QR code. If you want to take a picture of that, that's tied to that digital card that costs $10 a month, and I'm not here to sell you the digital card. I'm just trying to tell you that digital card has made me somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 in the 2 months that I've had it. I was at, again, Grant Cardone event, presented the Lightspeed platform. Lady said to me, I want to think about it. I said, no problem. I said, do you have a card? She said, yeah. I took the card, I took out my phone, I opened the app, I took a picture of her card, I hit send, my digital card popped up in her phone. She goes, oh my gosh, that's cool. I want that. I said, well, I can teach you how to use that to leverage the Lightspeed VT platform and monetize. She said, you know what? Let's do it. She's the CFO for a mega church in Chicago that has like 3,500 members and growing. So when you are educating yourself, you're elevating yourself, and you're dominating your space. When you're educating yourself, you're elevating yourself, and you're dominating your space. More importantly, when you're educating yourself, you're educating your staff. Because you need to lead by what? Most of us do not do that because we're too busy with the noise and we're trying to play catch up. Would you agree? Right? Ketchup's for French fries. I don't like ketchup. I can't stand it. When people call me, Aaron calls me and he goes, Charlie, I need this. And I said, true or false, Aaron? I go, done. I'll do it right now. And he goes, well, as long as I go, no, I'm going to do it right now. I'm your right now guy. If someone's answering your phone in your practice, they should be your right now girl or your right now guy or receptionist or office manager, and that person should get the answer to their questions that they need to help them overcome their problems. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, by now I think everybody sees that this isn't rocket science, is it? I've generated millions of dollars in revenue, again, in all different types of verticals. We're all in the same game. We're all just moving a product or service. The difference is, when you master your craft, you still need to get people in the door, right? So a chiropractor could be the best chiropractor on earth or the worst chiropractor on earth. If you don't have the customer acquisition that you need, does it really make a difference? With me? So we have to expose and close. Sometimes you might not think that everything you're doing as far as marketing, sales, promotion, isn't working. If you do it consistently and you implement, it works. Sometimes you just can't see it. I took the date off. This was an email. This came to me like December of last year. That gentleman, I've been chasing. His name's Jeffrey McGee. He's a sales trainer. Ever since I've been with Lightspeed, representing their product, 6 years, meetings, follow-up, been to his condo, talking with his partners, can't close them. Send him video emails, send him card. Everything I just showed you, every technique I've done with him and continue to do. You think it falls on deaf ears. He sends me this email. Charlie, Cina, and Sam Palazzolo. Gentlemen, let me facilitate this email introduction. You need to connect ASAP. Sam is a longtime colleague and friend. Charlie Cina is a colleague and a gentleman I met when I moved to Vegas in 2013. He has a lot of friends and professionals in the LMS business, blah, 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 blah. He hooks me up with Sam to do a deal. Never bought from me. I send him emails, I send him videos, deaf ears. I'm negotiating, I have an agreement out with that guy. We get caught up in noise. We're out there, we're grinding every day. Your story is not special to you. I do the same thing. I'll wake up in the morning and my wife will go, what's the matter? Well, I haven't written any business in a week. Like, I'm having a nuclear meltdown. I need more customers. I need more this. I need more that. So what I'm trying to impress upon you is intention. Write this down. Your intention should be to get attention. Your intention should be to get attention. And then when you get attention, you want people to pay attention. You want them to pay attention to what you have to say and what they're paying you with when they're listening to you, whether it's you personally or your marketing, they're paying with their time, right? But once you get people to pay attention, they will eventually pay you for your attention. Does that make sense to everybody? It's your intention when you wake up in the morning to get attention. Then when you get people's attention, here I am. Now again, what problems are you going to help them overcome? What is your proper marketing message? Is it consistent from the person that answers the phone to the person that hands them an application to fill out to when they put the client in the room with you? Intention, attention, pay attention, then they'll pay you for your attention. So, how do you get attention? Speak at an event. You got to move. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. The more money you make, obviously, you no longer have expense problems, right? Because revenue fixes everything. More noise, more money. So we all buy return on investment, and we all sell return on investment. That's what you're selling. Can you make me feel better? Can you help me lose weight? Selling is the actual process of engaging and making of a sale. Closing is the achievement of a desired outcome, which is an exchange of money or acquiring a signature, approving the transference of money, or completing a deal. So, 5 steps to the close. I'm going to gift everybody at the end of the presentation. I've got about 4 minutes left, and I want to be a good steward of everyone's time. But 5 steps to the close, 10 no's to the close. Here's 3 reasons why people don't close. They're not the decision maker, they don't have the money, or they don't think it's going to what? That goes back to that word that begins with a C. Certainty. See, when you have your right message to market, when your staff is educated, when you're educated and you're elevated, you can dominate. When your staff's educated, they can elevate their game, dominate your space. So you got to move. Use every road, use every opportunity, relationship, and tool to educate yourself and go to the bank. What you're doing here, what Dr. Gum and Connie have done is awesome. He's completely committed. She's completely committed. I'm not saying it because I'm here speaking. Aaron will call me and say, Charlie, I need to do this. We'll spend maybe 10 or 15 minutes on the phone. He goes, got it, hangs up. I open up his system. It's implemented. He cares about the industry. He cares about making a difference. And he's absolutely positively certain. So I have some gifts for you. If you click on that QR code, I'll get your information. I'm happy to send you some of this information and some slides. I'm going to go back. Has everybody got that? Or if you do not have a QR code reader, text the word revenue to 95577. That's 95577. And I'd be happy to send you some free gifts and information. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Aaron. And do me one favor. Will everyone do me one favor? Expose and close. Thank you.